Hi, and welcome to day 9 of our yoga challenge. You've got me back in my normal clothes again. I'm in my jeans, my cardigan. I've just taken off my smelly socks. So yay, we're still getting on with it. Another day. So this is a perfect example of when you can fit 15 minutes, 20 minutes into your yoga practice every day. So I've had a very busy day. I'm lucky enough to have snuck myself this 20 minutes to make this video for you, but this is what the challenge is all about. It's about finding those tiny pockets of windows of time in our day just to make that special time for yourself, just to come back into who you are, into your body, and also it's for a great cause. So we are gonna make our way onto our mats now, again taking whichever seated position you like or standing position just as we ground ourselves. We're actually going to start off the practice today with a pranayama technique called the Ujjayi breath, and I don't think I've done a pranayama technique with you yet, so if this is your first time, welcome to the world of pranayama and how breathing can literally change your life and your day and everything. So the technique I'm going to teach you today is called the Ujjayi breath. It's also known as the ocean sound breath. So this is a really lovely breath just to calm down the body, calm down the heart rate, kicking that parasympathetic nervous system. So that's the opposite of the fight and flight, that's rest and digest. So to do that, it sounds a bit weird how I'm going to teach you it, but it's really effective. So if you bring your hand up to your face, and then we're just going to blow on our hand like we're trying to fog up a mirror in the bathroom. So it's that that nice warm moist breath right from the back of the throat. You can probably feel that on your hand. So we're going to do that same technique, but we're going to try and send that breath out through our nostrils, so keeping the mouth closed. So this is where it's known as the ocean breath, because it does make a very subtle sound of the ocean. So if you listen really carefully, so I don't know if my camera is able to pick that up, but it's the same sound when you exhale, it's the same sound as when you inhale. So it is a bit like a... I always joke with you in class that it sounds a bit more like a Darth Vader breath, but that's the kind of the sound that we're making. It's the constrictions of the vocal nodules at the back of the throat. So as you're probably doing this on your own in your own house, then it doesn't really matter if anyone hears you and thinks that you sound absolutely crazy, does it? So if you're comfortable in your seat, we're just going to close our eyes. And then we're just going to start making our way into this beautiful Ujjayi, this ocean breath sound. So in and out through the nostrils when you're ready. So continue to do this beautiful Ujjayi breath. Maybe bringing the power of visualization into this pranayama technique. And imagine that beach. And imagine the waves washing up onto the shore on the inhale. And then as they retreat back into the ocean on the exhale. Maybe just doing 1 or 2 more of these breaths. Then allowing your natural breath to return. And maybe noticing if there's been any shifts in the mind and the body from doing this pranayama technique. It's a lovely one to use when we're feeling a bit stressed, a bit anxious. Then when you're ready, dropping the chin towards the chest, we're going to blink our eyes open to a little point in front before returning our gaze back into the room. So now we're going to make our way onto our mat. So follow me. I may keep my cardigan on, I may take it off, we'll see how hot we get. But we're just going to start off on all fours in our lovely tabletop position. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to work through our cat-cow sequence. So on the inhale, curling the toes, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, the head and the neck. And then when you need to exhale, start bringing that chin in towards the chest, pulling that belly button up towards the sky, dropping the head and laying the feet nice and flat. Inhale to curl the toes, drop the belly, lift the chest, the head and the neck. And then exhale, chin towards the chest, rounding through that spine, laying those feet nice and flat. As always, we're going to let the breath guide the movement. Just as we slowly warm up that spine. After your next exhale, just bring that body back into that nice tabletop pose. We're going to walk our hands forward, maybe up towards the top of the mat. And then when you're ready on the inhale, we're just going to bring that body weight forward, coming into our assisted plank. So we want the wrists underneath the shoulders, pulling that belly button nice and tight up towards the spine. Taking a nice inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to lower the body all the way down onto the mat, keeping those elbows as close to the ribcage as we can as we lower ourselves down. Then when you're ready, with the hands still underneath the shoulders, on the inhale, we're going to peel the chest, the head and the neck up, coming into our baby cobra. And the exhale, release all the way back down. And a bit of a moving meditation. We're going to do that again. On the inhale, to peel the chest, the neck and the head up off the mat, coming into our baby cobra. And then exhale to release all the way back down. Going to do that one more time. On the inhale, peeling the chest, the head and the neck up, going into that baby cobra, and then exhale to release all the way back down. We're going to come into a slightly bigger back bend now, known as the Sphinx's pose. So once more, peeling the chest, the head and the neck up, coming into our baby cobra. We're then just going to try and bring our forearms out in front, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, and laying the palms down on the floor so the tops of the hands are facing up towards the ceiling, coming into our Sphinx pose. It's probably not the best idea to wear a cardigan when doing this because you probably can't see my body properly. If you find this is really restrictive and really painful on the lower back, you can always walk the arms out ever so slightly wider. Just seeing how that's a bit of a release there. Or just maybe bringing the elbows slightly in front of the shoulders. So again, picking the variation that works for you. I'm just going to allow the legs to relax into this posture. And making sure that chest is nice and open. Just going to take a few breaths in here. And feel free to invoke that beautiful Ujjayi breath that we started the practice off with. And when you're ready, we're going to take our elbows out to the widest parts of the mat and slowly allow the chest and the neck and the head to melt all the way back down. We're going to rest our right cheek onto the mat, sending our gaze out over that left shoulder. I'm just going to rest here just for a moment. And then with the next inhale, we're going to twist our head the other way. So bring the left cheek down onto the mat and sending our gaze over towards that right hand side. With the next inhale, we're going to bring that gaze back to centre. We'll send our arms out long either side of the body, palms facing down. When you're ready on the inhale, we're just going to lift those arms up off the mat just by 1 or 2 inches, so the palms facing towards the floor, keeping the neck nice and long, really activating those abdominal muscles. And again, you can choose to stay like this, just with the arms extended. Bring the shoulder blades in towards one another, or you can start lifting those feet up off the mat and the legs up off the mat. Really pushing those hip bones into the ground underneath the mat. Just remembering to breathe. Being kind to ourselves, we can come out of this pose whenever feels good. Taking maybe one more breath here. And then on the exhale, we're slowly going to lower all 4 limbs back down onto the floor. Resting the left cheek against the mat again. Allowing the shoulders to drop down. With your next inhale, we're going to bring that right cheek down to the mat. And again, just take a moment of pause. We're going to go and do that flying locust one more time. So when you're ready with an inhale, bringing the neck back to the neutral position, facing forward. With the first inhale, lifting those arms up off the mat, hands up off the floor just by a couple of inches, drawing those shoulders down away from the ears, shoulder blades in towards one another. And again, option to stay like this, or with the next inhale, lifting those feet, the shins, maybe even the knees up off the mat. Engaging those abdominal muscles, remembering to breathe, maybe seeing if you've still got that freedom of movement in the toes and the fingers. We're not holding all the tension there. See if you can relax these down. Having one more lovely breath here. And on the exhale, slowly lowering all the way back down onto the mat. This time bring the right cheek down. Take a moment of pause. With the next inhale, bring the left cheek down onto the mat. And just resting here for one breath. With your next inhale, bring that head back to centre. We're going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale to curl the toes under behind. And the exhale, we're going to use the strength in our arms to push ourselves up and back, coming in to our child's pose. So this is a closed-legged child's pose. If you prefer the wide-legged option, coming back onto all fours, taking the knees to the widest part of the mat and bringing the big toes into touch. And then on your exhale, once more sending those hip bones all the way back. And as I said in previous days, you can always find a bolster or a block or a blanket maybe to put underneath the sit bones if you're struggling to get them onto the heels. And then whichever version you've picked, we're just going to melt down the head, the shoulders, the arms, down into the mat. With the next inhale, we're going to walk the hands in towards the body. Bring the torso back in to an upright position. Then if our knees are wide, we're just going to bring them back in to one another. I'm going to sit in this pose. So there's the option of having the feet nice and flat, or you can always curl the toes under if you want to have a nice stretch and the underside of the toes. I'm just going to bring our body to a nice upright position. Face you for this bit. We're just going to bring the thumb and the index finger to touch. I'm going to just draw that in towards our heart center. I'm just going to take a moment where we return to ourselves, our Jiva Atman, our own individual soul. When you're ready, returning that right hand back down onto the thighs. We're just going to make our way onto our bums. I'll come a bit closer for this bit. So coming into our Sukhasana, so that's whichever easy seat works for you, either legs bent out in front, legs straight out in front, or maybe crossing the legs out in front of you. We're just going to finish it off with our 4 soul intentions as we always do. So placing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. We set our intention to have a joyful and energetic body. Bring the bottom hand onto the heart center. We set our intention to have a loving and compassionate heart. Bring the hands out in front, fingertips and thumb tips to touch. Bringing our attention to our third eye center. We send our intention to have a clear, reflective and alert mind. Bring the base of the hands to touch and open just the 3 middle fingers. We set our final intention to have lightness in our being. Bring the hands to close in our prayer pose and drawing that prayer in towards the heart. Thank you for making it to day 9 with me. You've had the slightly more dishevelled version of myself, but again, as they say, I'm just trying to keep it real, and this is where yoga can fit into all your lives. Doesn't matter what you're wearing, how short of time you are, there's always time for a bit of time for you. So from my heart to yours, namaste. And hopefully I shall see you tomorrow for day 10. That's a third of the way there. I'm getting better with my maths. Right, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.